Welcome, class of 2024, to FDU School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. I'm Dean Barbara Rossi, and I will be providing a very general overview about experiential education. Our experiential education staff is comprised of myself, the Assistant Dean for Experiential Education, Dr. Jennifer Olszakowski, who is our Director for Student Pharmacist Practice, and Mrs. Mary Marks, who is our Coordinator for Clinical Affairs and Experiential Education. What exactly is experiential education? There's a little Chinese proverb that goes, "Tell me and I'll forget, show me and I may remember, but involve me and I'll understand." We like to use this proverb because it basically tells us that experiential education truly immerses you in the pharmacy experience and allows you to be shown many different ways in which pharmacy can be practiced in different practice settings. And it enables our preceptors to show you in ways that you will remember and get you actively engaged so you will understand everything that is involved with pharmacy practice. Experiential education facilitates and oversees about 30% of your curriculum, and it enables you as students to take part in innovative and professional, what we call introductory and advanced pharmacy practice experiences. It allows you to collaborate with our clinical site faculty and preceptors, who we call instructors, who ensure you acquire and demonstrate core competencies for pharmacy practice in alignment with ACPE, which is our accrediting organization, and FDU School of Pharmacy and Health Science policies. We educate and prepare pharmacists who will improve the health of individuals and populations through the practice of pharmacy and leadership roles. IPPEs and APPEs are a term given to the different types of experiences in pharmacy education. IPPEs are what we call introductory pharmacy practice experiences, and they're comprised of 4 credit courses. Advanced pharmacy practice experiences are 5 credit courses. The goal of both of these types of courses is to provide different types of environments or practice settings to develop core competencies and proficiencies that are very essential to the practice of pharmacy, regardless of where you end up in your career. The introductory experiences are 2. They're done during the first and second professional years, and they're designed for basic introductory hands-on practice experience. The advanced pharmacy practice experiences are a total of 8. They're done in your 4th professional year, and they're designed for actual hands-on practice experiences that enhance the acquired or didactic classroom and your IPPE experience knowledge that you've gained. As I had said in an earlier slide, all of these experiences total about 30% of the curriculum, and they're mandated by the Accrediting Council for Pharmacy Education, ACPE, with required attendance. They have syllabi, and you are given a grade for the time spent at the site. These courses provide consistent learning environments regardless of the practice site to acquire these competencies that we keep enforcing for successful progression through our program. They're subject to change at any time based upon unforeseen site or preceptor availability and contract-related issues. A very good example of this is what we have been experiencing with COVID. Many students have been placed in sites thinking that they're going to go to a particular location, but due to availability have ended up having to transition to another site or take advantage of telemedicine opportunities in their different practice experiences. All of these are taught by adjunct faculty professors and FDU clinical site faculty and enable for competencies to be acquired for successful pharmacy practice. Where you are placed depends on a process that we have put together in experiential education. There is no guarantee of time frame placements, and there's a whole process behind this. But in general, the experience called IPPE 1 takes place in the community pharmacy practice, and there are 3 time frames in A, B, and C. They usually start the end of May after the first pharmacy professional year, and they run through the end, or actually the beginning of August. But these dates were for 2020 and unfortunately had to be changed due to COVID, but this gives you a general idea of when the particular experiences take place. The second experience, IPI2, is an institutional rotation. It takes place in a hospital setting. These also take place during an A, B, and C time frame around the same time parameters as IPI1. The only difference being IPI1 comes after your first professional year in the summer, and IPI2 takes place after your second professional year during the summer. Your APPIs are the entire fourth year of the program, and they begin May through April, and again, it is throughout the entire fourth academic year. It's comprised of 4 core courses that you must take and 4 electives which enable you the opportunity to experience pharmacy practice in different settings. It could be the pharma industry, it could be specialty pharmacy, it could be community practice or institutional as well. There are many, many different opportunities, and as time moves on and you progress through our program, you'll become very, very aware of all the opportunities that you will be given. As I said before, the IPI sites that take place in the community are done at various chains such as CVS, Walgreens, Stop and Shop, Acme, Walmart, Rite Aid, and we also have a large number of independent pharmacies as well. So you can see pharmacy practice from 2 different ends, through the chain eyes and through an independent's eyes. The institutional pharmacy practice sites, or our IPI2s, are done in various institutional hospital settings, and we have a presence throughout all of the major hospital networks in New Jersey. Robert Wood Johnson Barnabas Health, Atlantic Health, Hackensack Meridian Health, Valley Health, and Atlantic Care. The 8 APPI sites, which I had mentioned in a previous slide, are comprised of 4 core experiences. They're the first 4 you see here: the community pharmacy experience, institutional or hospital health system experience, ambulatory care, and acute care, both of which take place in the hospital setting as well. Ambulatory care can take place in a hospital as well as in an outpatient ambulatory care center. The 4 elective APPI experiences can take place wherever you would like based upon the array of available sites. 2 of them must be in what we call a direct patient care experience, so they are mandatory. But then the other 2 can be a non-direct patient care electives, and again, there is a whole portfolio or formulary of sites that are available to you once you onboard into the program that you can see when we get you set up into the experiential software system. Again, this is just a brief overview of all the different APPIs that you can take at various sites. There's compounding pharmacies, pharma companies, medical device companies, specialty pharmacies, long-term care, informatics. If you like to write, there's a medical writing experience, marketing, regulatory affairs, pharmacy management, and another hot area right now is called HEOR, which is Health Economics Outcomes Research. And any of these areas you would like to pursue, you can just make an appointment with someone in Experiential Ed or one of your clinical faculty, and they'd be happy to talk to you at length about a career path in any of these avenues. The competencies that you will learn are many, and they align with something we called CAPE outcomes. And again, they involve drug distribution, your overall medication knowledge, how to evaluate patients relative to their drug therapy, how to communicate effectively, drug information. It involves your ability to do formal, oral, and written presentations, professional team interaction, something we call IPE or interprofessional education, professionalism, motivation, cultural sensitivity, so you can be sure that when dealing with people of other cultures, races, and religions, you can truly communicate with them effectively so they take their medication effectively. Public health is another area as well. In order to progress and advance through each of these experiences, you have to maintain good GPA. So in order to go on any rotation, we do not round any of your GPAs. You need to maintain a 2.75 to progress on any rotation. You must be able to provide your own transportation, getting to and from your sites. You need student liability insurance, proof of health insurance. We have different trainings, some of which you will do during your orientation with us regarding HIPAA and OSHA. Immunizations will need to be obtained. You will have background checks and drug screens, and again, other requirements as communicated by experiential sites. You will also complete CPR training every 2 years. However, with COVID right now, we're going to postpone that. There are two components of that, both reading and a hands-on training. And due to the hands-on component, we're going to postpone that because you will not need that certification really until your third professional year. So the sites that you will be selecting, as we had mentioned in earlier slides, we have a software program called CORE. So all of you will have a profile in this software system. It's very intuitive and user-friendly to use, and it will allow you to see all the different sites that we have, usually within a 90-minute driving distance from our campus in Florham Park. You can actually request a special time frame if you have something going on in your family that's mandatory that you attend, and you could let us know ahead of time, but there are no special requests for any APPE experiences, and those again are the ones that take place in the 4th year. The IPPE experiences, the ones you do after the 1st and 2nd year, are 40 hours a week for 4 consecutive weeks. And the APPEs are 40 hours a week for 5 consecutive weeks. And what these enable you to do is to get an understanding of what it really is to work in that type of environment on a day-to-day basis, and provides an opportunity for you to acquire good skill sets for interviewing and potential residencies, fellowships, and internships. Reporting times at the site can be altered at the discretion of the sites and the preceptors, but at the end of your rotation, you must have all hours completed to progress. You are evaluated at your experiences through electronic software that preceptors review with you. It's an assessment. Any type of projects or assignments that are done or that need to be completed during the rotation have to be uploaded in this software and are reviewed with you by your preceptors. And preceptors are pretty much just like a faculty here at the school. So they're treated with respect, and they treat you just as if they would have you in a classroom. It's just a different atmosphere and environment for on-hands instruction. So failure to complete any of the requirements that you need to do at the end of any of the rotation will result in an incomplete grade on your transcript. And then once the documentation is received, we will review your grades and adjust it accordingly. We also have something called professional points or competencies, which you must adhere to. And again, they are outlined in our experiential manual, but at this point in time, this again is just a brief overview of the program in general. Professionalism is a very key success factor in experiential education, as in our regular program as well. It enables you to become responsible for the circumstances created by your actions. It means accepting the importance of our standards and policies in place and abiding by them at all times. Professionalism comes from within you, and it's demonstrated by your attitude and behavior, whether you're here on site in our classroom or at your experiential sites and any school-related activities, especially when you think no one is watching. Students also must align with what we call a tenant conduct code. So everything relative to how you conduct yourself has to do with your attitude, appearance, whether you maintain confidentiality, good communication skills, reliability, time management, your empathy, your demeanor, your attendance, and your dependability. Professionalism points are actually deducted from your rotations if any of these are not appropriately demonstrated. And a student can actually fail a rotation, even though clinically they demonstrate everything they need to demonstrate, if the tenant conduct code and deportment is not maintained. Pharmacy is a profession where lifelong learning and change must be embraced for a successful career. It will provide you various pharmacy practice settings and afford you experiences within many arenas never before considered. How you engage in your experiences is up to each of you, and I encourage you strongly to go beyond your comfort zone. Doing the best in this moment will put you in the best place for the next moment. So again, this is Dean Rossi welcoming you to our program, to the FDU School of Pharmacy and Health Sciences. As you begin your journey with us, may it be everything you want it to be and more. And remember, we are here to help you every step of the way. Don't hesitate to stop in or make an appointment to see us. Good luck and stay well.